Sometimes, love doesn't arrive with grand gestures, big speeches, or dramatic confessions. Sometimes, it comes quietly, in glances, in small actions, in the things left unsaid. A man who's secretly falling for you may not always express his feelings with words, but his heart speaks in subtle, powerful ways. And if you pay close attention, those unspoken signs are often louder than anything he could ever say out loud. The truth is, many men struggle with vulnerability. They don't always know how to show what they feel, especially if they're unsure where they stand or afraid of getting hurt. So instead of telling you directly, they'll show it in how they act, how they listen, how they're present in your life. Their love doesn't come as a declaration. It unfolds like a story, one little chapter at a time. You might find yourself wondering, is he just being friendly, or is there something more? It's a question so many of us have asked, and the answer often lies in the details. Does he remember things you barely mentioned? Does he show up for you when no one else does? Do his friends already know your name? These small clues, while easy to miss, are actually powerful indicators of how someone truly feels beneath the surface. This isn't about guessing games or overanalyzing every move he makes. It's about recognizing the signs of someone who genuinely cares, even if he hasn't found the courage to say it yet. Love doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, in consistent actions, in gentle support, and in quiet moments of connection. In this video, we'll go through 12 clear signs that a man is secretly falling for you, even if he hasn't admitted it out loud. These are the signs that show up when he's emotionally invested, when he's starting to see you as more than just a friend, and when you've started to take up a little extra space in his heart, whether he realizes it or not. So, if you've been unsure about someone in your life, a friend, a coworker, someone you've been spending time with, and you're getting mixed signals, this might give you the clarity you've been looking for. Some of these signs might seem small, but when put together, they paint a very clear picture of how he truly feels. Let's dive in and uncover the subtle yet meaningful ways a man shows he's falling, slowly, silently, but genuinely, for someone he hasn't quite figured out how to confess his feelings to. 1. He remembers the little things you say. He remembers the little things you say because, to him, every word you speak holds meaning. It's not about the big, dramatic conversations. It's the small, passing comments you make that linger in his mind. Maybe you mentioned your favorite snack once, or a childhood memory that made you smile. And days later, he brings it up or surprises you with it. That's not coincidence. That's care. When a man is secretly falling for you, he becomes a quiet observer of your world. He listens not just to respond, but to understand you better. The way your eyes lit up when you talked about your dreams, the specific kind of tea you like when you're stressed, or how you don't like rainy mornings. He stores it all, like a mental journal, not to impress you, but because you genuinely matter to him. It's in these tiny details that his feelings start to reveal themselves. He might not say, "I like you" out loud, but remembering those little things becomes his silent confession. He might casually remind you to take a break because he knows you've been overworking yourself, or play your favorite song without being asked. And even though he's not expressing his emotions directly, these thoughtful gestures say what words cannot. This kind of attention doesn't come from friendship alone. It comes from emotion, connection, and a heart that's slowly, secretly falling for you. 2. He finds excuses to be around you. He finds excuses to be around you because your presence makes him feel something he can't quite explain. Comfort, excitement, maybe even a sense of home. When a man is secretly falling for you, he doesn't always know how to say it, so instead, he shows it by simply being there. He'll offer to help you with things you didn't even ask for, like carrying something heavy, fixing a small problem, or giving you company when you least expect it. His timing might feel coincidental, but it rarely is. Maybe he just happens to be where you are, or he suddenly shows interest in things you're passionate about. It's not about the activity. It's about the opportunity to be close to you. He'll create moments to spend time with you, even if they're short, even if they don't make much sense to others. Sometimes, he won't even need a real reason. He might swing by and say, "I was in the area," or ask something random that he could have easily Googled. It's all just a way to feel a little more connected to you without revealing too much too soon. These subtle, almost innocent excuses are his way of staying close without pressuring you and without fully admitting to himself how deep his feelings are becoming. But every time he shows up, it's another sign that his heart is slowly making you a priority. 3. He gets jealous, but tries to hide it. He gets jealous, but tries to hide it because he's not ready to admit how deeply he feels. When a man is secretly falling for you, the thought of you giving someone else your attention stirs something in him, something he can't always control. It's not possessiveness, it's fear. Fear of losing something he hasn't even fully claimed yet. You might notice his energy shift when you mention another guy, or when someone flirts with you. His smile might fade just a little, his responses get shorter, or he suddenly finds a reason to change the subject. He won't say he's jealous. In fact, he'll go out of his way to act like he's not. But it's there, in the silence between his words, in the way he avoids eye contact, or the way he suddenly becomes distant. This hidden jealousy isn't always dramatic. It can be subtle. A small pause, a sarcastic remark, or an over-explained reason why that guy isn't right for you. He's careful because he doesn't want to come off as controlling or obvious. He's still guarding his feelings, unsure of where he stands, but the jealousy slips through when he sees someone else stepping into a space he quietly wishes was his. Even though he hides it, that quiet jealousy is one of the clearest signs that his feelings for you run deeper than he lets on. 4. He texts you even without a reason. He texts you even without a reason because he simply wants to feel connected to you. When a man is secretly falling for you, communication becomes less about purpose and more about presence. He doesn't need an excuse like asking a question or making a plan. Sometimes he just wants to know how your day is going or say something random just to start a conversation. These texts might seem casual or spontaneous. A meme, a "hey, what's up?" or even something silly like, "I just saw something that reminded me of you." But underneath that simplicity is a deeper truth. He's thinking about you often, and reaching out, even without any real agenda, is his way of making sure he stays on your mind too. What makes it more meaningful is the consistency. He doesn't disappear for days. He checks in, he shares things, and he looks for ways to keep the connection alive, even when there's nothing important to say. It's not about the content of the message, it's about the feeling behind it. He may not be ready to pour his heart out over text, but these little conversations become his way of being close to you without crossing any emotional lines too quickly. Every just because message he sends is a quiet whisper of affection, a signal that he values your presence in his everyday life, and he misses it when you're not around. 5. He compliments you in subtle ways. He compliments you in subtle ways because he's afraid of making his feelings too obvious. But he can't help letting bits of admiration slip through. When a man is secretly falling for you, he notices things about you that others might overlook, and those little details become moments where his affection leaks out, gently and quietly. Instead of saying something direct like, "You're beautiful," he might say, "That color really suits you," or "You have a really calming voice." His compliments often come wrapped in casual conversation, so they don't seem like a big deal, but they are. Because they're not random, they're thoughtful, personal, and specific to you. That's what makes them different. He might compliment your laugh, the way you think, your sense of humor, or how you handle tough situations. These aren't surface-level compliments. They go a bit deeper, revealing how much he's been paying attention. And while he delivers them in a laid-back, almost playful way, there's sincerity underneath that's hard to miss. He's careful not to come on too strong, so his words are soft, almost disguised. But if you look closely, those small compliments carry the weight of something more. It's his way of appreciating you without putting pressure on you. A quiet way of saying, I see you, and I like what I see, without saying too much at all. 6. He mirrors your actions or words. He mirrors your actions or words because subconsciously, he's deeply tuned in to you. When a man is secretly falling for you, he starts to reflect the way you move, speak, or even express yourself. Not because he's copying you on purpose, but because he feels a natural connection. This is a psychological sign of bonding and emotional closeness. Without realizing it, he aligns himself with you, physically and emotionally. You might notice him using phrases you often say, laughing the way you do, or adopting your gestures, like the way you sit, cross your arms, or nod during conversations. If you lean in, he leans in. If you play with your hair, he might start fidgeting too. These little reflections are signs he's emotionally engaged and wants to feel in sync with you. It's a subtle but powerful signal of attraction. He's creating a rhythm with you, mirroring not just your actions, but your energy. It shows he's not only listening, he's feeling the interaction on a deeper level. And since he might not yet be ready to express how he feels directly, this unconscious mimicry becomes one of the ways his body speaks the truth. His words are still hiding. When someone mirrors you like that, it's often because in his mind, he's already imagining a closeness that goes beyond friendship. It's not just chemistry, it's connection. Quiet, soft, and very real. 7. He notices small changes in your appearance. He notices small changes in your appearance because he's genuinely paying attention to you. Not just how you look, but how you are. When a man is secretly falling for you, he's tuned into the details others might miss. You could change your hairstyle slightly, wear a new shade of lipstick, or put on something different than usual, and he'll catch it almost instantly. It's not about being obsessed with how you look. It's about being aware. He sees you with focus, not just through glances. That quiet observation is his way of showing that he values you. Even if he doesn't always say it out loud, the way his eyes light up for a moment, or how he pauses and smiles before saying something like, "Did you do something different today?" reveals how closely he's watching, not to judge, but to admire. These little acknowledgements often come softly, like, "That color really suits you," or "You changed your earrings, didn't you?" Simple words, but filled with unspoken warmth. He notices not because he's trying to flatter you, but because he wants to notice. You matter to him, so the smallest shift feels worth recognizing. It's a beautiful kind of attention, not loud or overwhelming, but intentional and real. It's the kind of attention that only comes when someone truly sees you, not just with their eyes, but with their heart. 8. He listens to you more than he speaks. He listens to you more than he speaks, because deep down, he values what you have to say more than he values the sound of his own voice. When a man is secretly falling for you, every word that comes from you feels important. Your thoughts, your stories, your opinions, even your silences. He's not just hearing you. He's listening with intention, with focus, and with curiosity. You might notice that during conversations he doesn't interrupt or try to steer the topic toward himself. Instead, he lets you lead. He asks questions, encourages you to open up, and genuinely reacts to what you're saying. Whether you're venting about something small or sharing something deeply personal, he holds space for you, quietly and respectfully. This kind of listening is rare. It's not about trying to impress or win you over with big words. It's about connection. He wants to understand you, how you think, what makes you happy, what stresses you out, what your dreams look like. Every time you talk, it gives him a glimpse into who you are, and that matters to him more than showing off or being the center of attention. Even in group settings, you might see him watching you more than engaging in the noise around him. That's because, to him, your words carry weight. And while he may not always express what he feels directly, the way he listens says everything. He's interested, he cares, and he's quietly falling for you, one word at a time. 9. He teases you playfully. He teases you playfully because it's his way of getting closer to you without being too vulnerable. When a man is secretly falling for you, he often hides his deeper feelings behind light-hearted jokes or teasing. It's not meant to offend or annoy. It's his subtle way of connecting, of sparking chemistry, of creating a special dynamic between just the two of you. The teasing is usually gentle, never harsh. He might joke about how long you take to get ready, mimic something funny you said, or make a playful comment about a habit of yours, all with a smile that shows he's just being light, not critical. What's important is the tone behind it. It's warm, slightly flirtatious, and always leaves space for laughter. Through teasing, he tests comfort and builds trust. If you laugh with him, he feels a sense of closeness. It becomes a private language, a little game only the two of you understand. He wants to make you smile, and sometimes teasing is his way of pulling you into his world. A world where things feel easy, fun, and just a little bit more alive when you're in it. Underneath the jokes is a soft intention. He wants your attention. He wants to be someone you think about, even after the conversation ends. So while it may seem like he's just messing around, those playful jabs are really his way of showing affection, without having to say how much he truly feels. 10. He acts nervous or awkward around you. He acts nervous or awkward around you because his feelings are real and they're hard to hide. When a man is secretly falling for you, the emotions he's holding inside often show up in the little ways he loses his cool around you. He might stumble over his words, fidget with his hands, avoid eye contact, or laugh at things that aren't even that funny. Not because he's not confident, but because you make him feel something he can't control. You might notice him become unusually quiet or overly chatty, depending on how he handles nerves. Maybe he adjusts his shirt, checks his phone more than usual, or seems like he's thinking carefully about every sentence. It's not about trying to impress. It's about not wanting to mess things up. Around you, he's more self-aware. He's not playing it cool because he can't. He cares too much about how you see him. This kind of nervous energy is actually a strong sign. It shows that you matter to him, that your opinion of him holds weight. He might seem composed around others, but with you, the feelings run deeper. And that's when the awkwardness sneaks in. It's endearing, really. That nervousness is honesty in its rawest form. It's his heart reacting before his mind can filter it. And though he may not say how he feels, the way he acts when you're near says more than enough. 11. He supports you in things others ignore. He supports you in things others ignore because he sees more in you than what's on the surface. When a man is secretly falling for you, he pays attention not just to your strengths, but to your struggles, your passions, your quiet efforts, even the things that most people overlook. He doesn't just show up for the big moments. He's there when no one else is watching. Maybe it's the small project you're working on that others don't understand, or a goal you've mentioned only once in passing. He remembers, and he's right there cheering you on. He encourages you when you're doubting yourself, celebrates your little wins, and offers a listening ear when you're facing things that seem unimportant to everyone else. To him, nothing about you is too small to matter. This kind of support is quiet but powerful. It comes without being asked. It doesn't shout for attention. He's just there, steady, interested, and always ready to remind you of your worth. It's not about being a hero. It's about genuinely caring for you and wanting to see you happy, fulfilled, and understood. When a man supports the parts of you that others overlook, it's a reflection of how deeply he's paying attention. He's not just falling for who you are in front of the world. He's falling for the real, raw, and sometimes unseen version of you. And that kind of care is rare. 12. His friends know about you even if you haven't met them. His friends know about you even if you haven't met them because you've become an important part of his thoughts. Someone he can't help but talk about. When a man is secretly falling for you, you naturally come up in his conversations, often without him even realizing how much he mentions you. It's not forced. It just happens because you're on his mind that often. His friends might not know every detail, but they'll recognize your name, know what you like, or have heard funny little stories involving you. Maybe one of them even slips up and says, "Oh, you're the one he's always talking about," or gives you a knowing smile. That's your clue. He's been talking about you in a way that matters. This isn't just casual chatter. It's a sign that his feelings are growing. Sharing your name with his close circle means he's letting you into his personal world, even before officially introducing you. It shows he's proud of the connection he has with you, even if he's not calling it love. Yet. For him, it's a way of processing what he feels and seeking quiet validation from the people he trusts. And whether he's talking about how cool you are, how smart you are, or just something funny you said, the fact that you're in those conversations says more than he ever could directly. You're becoming someone who truly matters to him.